So the last video got cut off. So I thought I'd make a part two to this. What I was saying, and now it's Saturday as I'm speaking, it's almost 1 a.m. What I was saying is it's not like I'm someone who just claims to be a teacher or, they seem to know the Bible in and out or whatever they're doing on YouTube. And they may have a lot of people listening to them, but that doesn't mean anything. It really doesn't, especially nowadays. Especially now, there's so much out there that, you know, I don't know how to say this, but you want to find Holy Spirit filled teaching or whatever, it's even with, I know I'm having a hard time speaking because there's a lot on my mind as I say this. I mean, even with dreams and visions, those who make videos or who say that they're teachers or prophets or prophetesses or call themselves whatever, or have channels who promote, let's say, rapture dreams and signs. And I think a lot of them do that for not good reasons. There's motives that they have that may not be apparent, and it's really troubling. And it's always bothered me, and it still does, no matter what it is that someone is doing here on YouTube. I'm talking spiritually here, not though it's prevalent in everything else on YouTube, but I'm specifically talking about spiritually within the church. I When I started the last video and got cut off, now I'm speaking again. There's so much on my mind. There's so much that I could say that I'm almost speechless, if that makes any sense. There's just so much that I can say, so many things inside of me, um, with regard to everything that I don't know what to say. I mean, I could say a lot of things now, right here now, but again, unless you keep it short, it's like it's hard for people to listen and to take the time even to listen. And that's what I'm saying. I hope you'll take the time to listen. That's what my point was in the last video, trying to be very nice about it and not seem like haughty or, say, why aren't you listening to me or whatever. No, that's not where I'm coming from. I just think that, um, objectively, let me put it this way, objectively, with the videos that I've come back here to do, and I've listened to them over again. Now, I'm saying this truthfully. If I wasn't the person doing them, and that someone else was doing them, I think that, they really speak to me. Let me put it that way. I think that I could hear God's Spirit all through the words, and it just happens to be me speaking them. And that's my point. That's my whole point. So now, with doing this video, I thought I'd speak my mind, because what I'm trying to say is, I was thinking, well, what do I do here? I could go in different directions. It seems like there's not much reception to the things I'm teaching, although, like I said, it speaks to me. I feel so good about, what the Holy Spirit led me to say. I think that you know, they're meat, not just milk. I think that there's some good stuff in there, and I hope you take the time to listen. I mean, that's all I could say. I'm humble. It just, not that it hurts my feelings. It's sad. It's sad, and I think maybe for Jesus it's sad, because who's listening to what out there, and I think that's the point of this, of what I'm trying to say. And it seems like I've tried in the past to speak the same things, and my heart exactly in this way, and it just never happened. It's just the same kind of thing, you know. Others want to listen to whatever they, I don't know, that they feel that they like to listen to. And so also, I mean, I was thinking there's a lot that I've been hearing the past few days about things going on, like let's say with the solar flare, the 22nd, February 22nd, how this is all tying in, and it seems like that we're here. We came to the point. Now, whether anything happened or not on the 22nd or the 11th or whatever someone says, I think that it's, you know, I'm tired. I'm tired. I can't talk. Um, so many things on my mind, that I mean, I can't really go into it, is what I'm saying. I'm just sort of thinking to myself here as I'm speaking. So, and then of course there's a lot of other things that like teachings or uh, yeah, a lot of allegories. I like that word, like Jesus taught in parables. So that's what it's sort of like. I feel like I'm doing, and I will continue to do. But I mean, I want to be encouraged that people are listening. I mean, I've heard others out there, and you know, they start whining and complaining, and it's like taking a tantrum because nobody's listening to them. And I don't like that. It's like, stop being such a whiner and just, do the videos and whatever. I mean, it's one thing to feel sorrowful and to feel like, you know, it's not, you're a little discouraged by the lack of those paying attention to what you're doing. That's one thing, but it's another thing to just like have this, like, I don't know, it's arrogance because no one's listening to them. So they go off. They go off the channel and they say, I'm not coming back. Or it usually has to do with money, they're not making enough money. Anytime I hear something like that, it's like I just run away. Anything to do with money. And again, with the Rapture channels, these ones promoting them, and you probably listen to them. Well, I mean, because they're the larger channels, you might not seem anything wrong, but I see right through it, and it irritates me. Not just irritates me, it really enrages me because I know that they're false. And even though they're putting on Rapture channels, um, I know I sense what their motive is. It's clear to me. It's like, I don't know, I just look right through it, look right through them, and it really bothers me because it's very theatrical, it's very phony, and I hope you could see that with these channels. And they spam, they do a lot of spamming. They keep repeating their videos, or um, they're they get the most views. And again, this isn't about views. I despise all of that. I don't want to know anything about views or you know what your rating is or anything like that. Uh, how many people, what you got, how many. All right, let me just end it there. I mean, all I could say is to be very gentle and nice in putting it in a certain way is there needs to be a lot of discernment. There needs to be discernment, and it bothers me that there isn't. I mean, in plain English, what is their stance on the gospel? What do they believe about how to be saved? That's the most important thing. That's what you really need to, let me put it this way, I don't want to sound arrogant. I suggest that that's the most important thing that needs to be understood and seen about anyone doing, Christian videos or promoting them. Another thing I've noticed is that usually you can't tell what they believe because it's hidden. They really don't show their cards. And so, I mean, anybody under the sun could make any kind of video and they'll promote it as long as it's about the rapture, you know. basically. All right, I mean, I didn't come back here to do part two or part one and two just to sound like I'm sounding off and griping and complaining and getting into all this. But like I said, I'm thinking, what direction is there for me to take here? Um, I have things that I could do, that I could say, more signaling things. I mean, those who were interested in that, I haven't been doing that lately because they said, like I say, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of signaling. Um, well, you know what's going on out there now. Now the big rage. I don't mean to sound sarcastic, but the big thing of a date is April 8th with the eclipse. And let me put it this way: it seems like there's significance, definitely, in signaling, and there has been, and there's all kinds of signaling going on, and things seem like they have been set off. Like I said, with the solar flares, with the phone outage, um, though things are staged, but still, they're signaling. That events seem imminent. I mean, I came across these Catholic uh, prophetic words. I was going to do a video on it, but it's by, I don't know who her name is, but she claims to be getting these through Mary, the Mother Mary. And of course, I don't accept that because that's not scriptural. However, you know, whether it's Masonic or occultic, or they're into whatever, they know, they're in the know, they know what's going on, predicting like any day now, you know, the U.S. to be split in half, uh, all the electric energy lights and everything to go out in the whole world, you know, things like this, world war, volcanoes, earthquakes. And yeah, I mean, with these solar flares, excluding any kind of hanky panky that might be involved, um, usually do set off large quakes and volcanic activity. And again, with La Palma, but what's going to happen? Is it going to be natural cause or unnatural? I think unnatural. I think it's going to be artificially produced. So, I mean, to end this video, I mean, I might not have seemed to have said much, you know, at all in part two here, or part one, except just say what I'm feeling. And my thing that I'm saying is, you know, what direction, what I should do, what type videos, and so on. So right now I'm sort of just, like I said, trying to give it some time to see if others will take the time to see the previous three videos, excluding, I mean, part one and two of these two videos here. The ones previously where I said there's some decent teaching on there from the Holy Spirit, and really I'm putting it, you know, I'm not saying it, I'm saying it humbly. I could say it in other words, like, you know, I could say there's some good stuff there. It really is. Like I said, whether if I was just objectively looking at listening to those videos and I wasn't the one who did it, I would say, you know, I like that. I think that really speaks to me, and God's Spirit is all over that. And so again and again, um, I'm going to take a second here to relax and say what I'm saying, even though the time is running out here. It's not really. I could take whatever I want to, but it is, because you don't want to take too much time on videos. My the thing is, and I've said this a lot of times, even when I went off doing videos, is you never know what is going to be, or when will be my last video. I mean, this could be my last video. I don't know. I mean, it could very well be, the way things are shaping up now. There's still that sense in the air. There really is. Very powerful and special sense. that you know, I don't know if you could feel it. I'm sure that something deep down, something's going on, and it's big time. And this is the big time. This seems like things are about to take place, really. So all I could say is I'll be back if and when I sense to do that, and whatever direction that might be. That's all I could say. I guess if this was my final video, my final admonition, it would be to use discernment through God's Spirit, and then you'll know what's true and what's false. You know what's real. You'll know what the true gospel is, and what deception is perpetrated and that exists. I'll tell you the way I feel right now. This could very well be my last video. It really could. I'm just getting some kind of feeling now as I'm sitting here. I mean, so that's all I could say. I'll see what I sense, and that's all I ever do. I'm not just doing this in my own power, just because I want to be on YouTube, but I want others to see my ugly eyeglasses. um, and I don't know if others' comments are getting through. I've been hearing that they haven't been, and people haven't gotten notified. I'm getting notified of nothing, no comments, nothing. And I see like a handful of comments in all the videos that I just start. And when I say a handful, I could literally count them on two hands, all the comments that there have been in whatever 10 videos I've done. A few at at the start there were some comments, and I'm not like comment mongering, comment mongering. That's not a term, but I just made it up. But um, whatever. I mean, whatever. So if this is my last video, then all I could say is have a good rapture ride. Have a good rapture ride. And we'll finally be done with all of this madness that exists every single day that we have to bear. And we'll finally be where we want to be, and exist as we know we want to, and that we should, that life was meant to be. God bless.